2 of Cold Cases in Memphis. I have NBA star Lorenzen Wright's mom, Deborah Marion, here with me today. We're going to continue talking about Lorenzen Wright and the circumstances surrounding his unsolved death. Miss Marion, on last week we kind of talked about, we talked about Lorenzen and his career and the type of father that he was and the circumstances kind of surrounding his death, and how you've, even though he did a whole lot in the community, there has only been $9,000 raised, to go towards, giving to whoever may have the information on solving his death. I know a lot of people may say, even with there being, like, he played for the Grizzlies at one time, with there being like NBA stars here or celebrities that he may have even been connected with, that's kind of unacceptable.
Yes, indeed. That's why I pull up my bootstraps and keep it moving. I gotta do what I gotta do. I can't wait on them. I gotta do what I can do. That's the only thing I can do is what I can do. I can't worry about what they can do. I'm just mad at them, but I'm not gonna let them stop me from doing what I gotta do.
Yeah. So let's talk about the kind of father he was, to his children.
Honey, from day one when Snoop was born, that first son was born, that was our baby. That was just it. And it's still like that to this day. Snoop is I love all my grandkids. I guess it's something about the first. It's something about the first grandson and first granddaughter. They're just special. Like, he was at home just last week for Christmas he couldn't stay but like 2-3 days because he had to go play basketball. But we was glad to see him anyway.
So he's kind of following in his father's footsteps.
Oh, yes.
So is he playing for the U of M?
Oh, no, I wish. So I could go see him on a regular basis. No, he way in Ohio.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how he came up with that school, but honey, I know his dad is flipping over in his grave. That far away from your family, we can't go see you every night you play.
So is he kind of liking that school?
Well, he's a kid. He has to go with what they tell him to do until he get at a certain age. So he's just dealing with what he's got right now. He's just playing the hand he was dealt. That's all he can do.
Yeah. So after his divorce, he was still proactive with his children.
Oh, yes, honey. Yes, indeed. They were in Atlanta with him that week. After the 4th of July, they was in Atlanta.
So were they spending the summer with him?
Yes. Yes. They were there. That was his time. He was going to have them that time.
Okay.
Yes, he loved his kids. Nothing, he had people do certain things. Like, sir, you go come and take them to this place. You take them to this place, and after I get through practice, we all gonna go and do this. He always had something for them to do. Like, matter of fact, I got my youngest grandson Y card from the YMCA in Atlanta. I have it. He kept him doing something.
He kept him doing something all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Call United Bonding Company at 577-1138. United Bonding Company is ready to serve you 24 hours a day with prompt, discreet, honest service. Our office is conveniently located across the street from the Criminal Justice Center at 201 Poplar Avenue. We write bail bonds in all the Shelby County courts, including juvenile court. All major credit cards are accepted. Call United Bonding Company at 577-1138 today.
Thank you, ma'am. You have a nice day. United Bonding Company, where good service with honesty and integrity comes naturally.
I have NBA star Lorenzen Wright's mom here, Deborah Marion. Today we're talking about Lorenzen Wright and the circumstances surrounding his death. So, Miss Marion, you said that although Lorenzen, although we never really want to, think about the death of our children and them going on before us, did Lorenzen have anything like planned out in case something happened to him so that his children could be taken care of?
Of course. And then, and then another thing with the NBA itself, if you got a family, they're going to make you get insured. And he did what he was supposed to do for his kids. He always said, if anything happened to me, my kids good. They're good. And do not wear black. I'm not a dark person. Do not wear black. Check out if you ever get a chance to see his funeral, look at the people with the white on. They listen to what he said. He didn't want no black. I'm not dark. I am not dark. I don't want no dark.
Just had a light heart.
Yes, he did. And that's what we did. My family and all of us had on white. Yes, it did.
how has his children been handling his death?
Well, it's, one day at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, the oldest daughter was at my house one day, and we were sitting on the front porch. She said, well, Grandma, if you hadn't called the police, we'd probably be just finding my dad. Now, that was 6 months ago. Because everybody else was trying to put him somewhere where he wasn't. But she and I knew he was nowhere to be found. We weren't going to see him like that never again. No, and she's a child, and she felt something wasn't right.
Because she knew that was just not her father.
No, she knew that. That's why she went on the computer to get worldwide to teach the people. Do y'all hear me? My name is Lorenzen Wright, and my daddy's name is Lorenzen Wright, and I'm looking for him. If you see him, please have him call me.
Okay, so she went on the internet and kind of did put out a
my
search
girlfriend
for herself.
saw it. My girlfriend got to work that morning. She saw it on the computer at her job. That's why I knew. I said, oh, something ain't right.
And how old was his daughter at the time?
Let me see. She was 12.
Okay, she was 12 at the time, and she knew that was very abnormal for her father, because she talked to her father every day, basically.
Yes. Let me give you an example of how close they were. Well, 4th of July, we're all in Mississippi. And he got a Magnum that didn't have no doors handles on. You had to push it with a remote control. They had locked the keys up in his car. And Lauren comes out the house and said, well, listen, my daddy said he's going to stop y'all from using his car if y'all don't stop doing it. My mom was like, your dad said, my mom had been calling him all morning. He didn't answer the phone. Well, Lauren called him one time. He answered the phone.
He answered the phone.
They were like this. Yes. And
so that pretty much, so when he was missing and Lauren called, especially Lauren, and he didn't answer,
she knew.
She knew.
She knew something was not right with her dad. She knew that.
Okay. So we did talk about, he does have a son that's following in his footsteps, and you said he's in Ohio, and he's playing basketball just like his father, and he hopes to go on to the NBA just like his dad.
That's what he wanted. But I don't want another NBA player because it's too much trouble. You don't know who your friends are then. Everybody loves you.
I was looking at a video of Lorenzen, and it was kind of chilling because there was a young man interviewing him, and he was talking about how he loved his puppies. I think he said he had like over 12 pit bulls or something like that.
I can't think of the name of the dogs, but they some. They're not bulldogs. They're what you call? They bigger than that.
German? Were they German? I thought he said they were pits.
They part of pits, but it's. I'm taking up this time trying to think of these.
But he asked him, why he had so many dogs, and he said, because with my dogs, I know that they're going to be loyal to me. Now, people, I don't know about people. I get worried about people, but I know my dogs are going to be loyal, and that was kind of chilling to hear him say that.
Yep. Those dogs were like his kids. He named them people names. They didn't have no crazy off the wall name. They were named like that was his kids, and he loved them dearly.
There was rumors that Lorenzen was broke. Was that true? And that he,
Girl,
he
I'm
was
so
behind
glad you said the right thing. Rumors. You called Tony Armstrong about the receipts for the money orders that I took him, that he was sending to his ex-wife or his children. I wanted to nip that in the bud from the door, so that's what I did. I had gone to Atlanta. I went to get evidence of stuff, and this is what I found. This is what the good Lord sit there for me. Here's all these money order receipts with all this money he's been sending to his ex-wife or his children, and here's this woman on TV saying he's not doing this, he's not doing this. But I took to Tony Armstrong. Called Tony Armstrong, ask him. I said, look, this is what Gab Meta said that he wasn't doing. What do not paying child support got to do with murder? That's what I want to know. What do one have to do with the other?
So he was still providing for his children, and he wasn't broke.
That's why I took the money. I said, read these. Don't listen to me. Read what your own two eyes.
Right.
Sure did.
So that was just a rumor.
I'm glad they think that. I'm so glad. So they won't worry me.
What do you think happened the night that your son was murdered? What do you think happened?
Actually, I think when they picked him up from Cheryl's house, that's where they picked him up from, her house. And then that's when they got him over there. Listen, point A, all right, you got to leave from A to get to B. He left from her house as A. Last person that saw him alive, that was A. And when B see him again, they get him where they want him. from A. They took him from A to B. And it was over after that. Now you read between the lines and tell me what happened.
Yeah.
And where that road is, you know, that's not a road that everybody can just travel through.
He was very familiar with that road.
Yes, that was our road. You either lived in that area or you knew that road, period, by somebody lived in that. It's just, anybody gonna just show up and take you to that area from nowhere.
Yeah.
Not a stranger.
Yeah.
No, they knew.
In your heart, do you feel like, and you don't have to name any names, or because you probably don't even know any names to name, but in your heart, do you feel like you know what happened to your son, or
yes, yes I do. And then when the police finally don't do anything, everybody gonna know what happened, because it's gonna have to hit the fan.
Because it's going on 4 years now.
We're going into our 4th year. It was bad enough first year, second year, third, now the fourth, and still right where we started from day one.
We'll be right back.
Call United Bonding Company at 577-1138. United Bonding Company is ready to serve you 24 hours a day with prompt, discreet, honest service. Our office is conveniently located across the street from the Criminal Justice Center at 201 Poplar Avenue. We write bail bonds in all the Shelby County courts, including juvenile court. All major credit cards are accepted. Call United Bonding Company at 577-1138 today.
Thank you, ma'am. You have a nice day. United Bonding Company, where good service with honesty and integrity comes naturally.
This is Tamara. We're doing part 2 of Cold Cases in Memphis. I have Deborah Marion here, NBA star Lorenzen Wright's mom, and we're revisiting Lorenzen Wright's cold case. Do you feel that, of course you did say you felt like he was lured back there in that area because that area was familiar to him?
Yep. Because he lived over there 5 years. He and his wife and kids, family. Everybody knew that road from my son's household.
Okay, so around the Southwind area. Okay, and you just absolutely do not think that it was a robbery at all?
No.
Because they would have taken his, what, $15,000
then
earring?
it would have been some scratches and cuts on somebody, because you could have just took his stuff from him. That wasn't no robbery.
Yeah.
None of that.
Yeah. In your heart, what do you feel the motivation was for killing your son?
He was worth more to some people dead than alive, and then the fact that he's gone on with his life. You know, when I've been married and divorced, you go on, you live. I'm not worried. I didn't worry about what he was gonna do after we got divorced. That's on you. You do what you do, and I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Well, some people just can't get over like others. You know, if I can't, you, nobody gonna get you. Some people think like that for real.
Okay. Have you had other athletes to like reach out to you?
Well, Shaq was the first one that called.
Really?
Everybody, Shaq was the first to call.
That's great.
And I'm going to talk to Ray Allen to be in town. You know, they're going to play the Grizzlies. And I'm going to talk to Ray Allen myself when he gets here.
Okay.
We always have talking.
That's really good.
Always.
Because like I said, that he and Penny Hardaway kind of put Memphis on the map.
And Penny and Tish was together when I got there that day. When it's where his body was. Yes.
Yeah,
and Jimmy Staphana. Yes.
So yeah. If Lorenzen was living, where do you think he would be today?
Oh, not in Ohio where his son is. He would be right here in Memphis with his son being right at the University of Memphis.
Yeah, he would be a Tiger.
Yes, no doubt about it. He'd be right down there in his blue and white today.
So do you think he would be coaching or anything like that?
Surely coaching, yes. But I'm thinking like maybe middle school, not big boys, just until his boys get bigger. Maybe middle school.
Because he seemed to love children a lot.
Loved them. You see how many he had?
Yeah.
Yes, he loved children.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Call United Bonding Company at 577-1138. United Bonding Company is ready to serve you 24 hours a day with prompt, discreet, honest service. Our office is conveniently located across the street from the Criminal Justice Center at 201 Poplar Avenue. We write bail bonds in all the Shelby County courts, including juvenile court. All major credit cards are accepted. Call United Bonding Company at 577-1138 today.
Thank you, ma'am. You have a nice day. United Bonding Company, where good service with honesty and integrity comes naturally. United Bonding.
Today we're doing part 2 of cold cases in Memphis. I have NBA star Lorenzen Wright's mom here with me, and we're revisiting Lorenzen Wright's cold case. Have you had anyone on the outside of the police department to contact you with information about your son's case or?
No one. No one. They act like haven't anyone heard of him before. No one.
So you think if the reward money went up, then people would start talking?
Well, in a sense, yes. Because some people say that they would, but they can't because they can't get paid, right? So just it's like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Right, because if they talk, probably they possibly feel like if they talk, at least they could have enough money to maybe go into hiding or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
To move. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. What do you want to see happen with your son's unsolved case?
I want the Memphis Police Department to allow the VDOC Society to come to Memphis and help them out. Because they don't have enough. You look how many more homicides has been since Lorenzen's. They don't have enough manpower here for that.
Right.
They need to just throw their hands up and say, come help me, please, before I drown and die.
Yeah.
That's what I wish they do.
Yeah. So you feel like the reason they're not having anyone else to come in is because they probably don't want an outside agency to come in and make them look bad.
Because I talked to him last week, and one of the guys that I talk to all the time told me he had to talk to someone else, and like I said, he said he was going to call me back. I'm still waiting on that call.
Because Lorenzen was so generous to the Memphis community, have you had a lot of support from the politicians here in Memphis?
Honey, none. I talk to G.A. Holloway on the regular, and that's it about politicians. That's it.
Okay. Because like I said, he and Penny kind of put Memphis on the map because they were so great.
Sure did, and they get nothing for it, nothing. Matter of fact, just this Christmas, one of my neighbors got son. He's Westside 15. Penny gave him some phone posits.
Yeah.
And I just took those back. I bought my son those, but I just taken those back and get the brighter color ones. And now both of them had a pair. I had bought the shirt to the one that Penny had given to my neighbor, and I gave him the shirt for Christmas because I had taken the shoes back.
Yeah, because, you hear a lot of people in the community talk about how generous Lorenzen and Penny was. And even though, Penny is retired and Lorenzen was no longer playing in Memphis or whatever, they were still very generous to the community of Memphis.
Yeah. Lorenzen gave Shelby State and BTW 2 pair of shoes, the basketball team, girls and boys, 2 pair of shoes every year. And in Mississippi. The school he went to in Mississippi, Lafayette High School, he gave all 3 of those shoes, 2 pair of shoes every year.
Every year.
Every year, 2 pair of shoes.
So are you still in contact with the little boy that he helped to?
No, I wasn't really in contact with him then because I was just like, I'm going to let him do what he do. I don't want to overshadow him. This was his thing. I had young kids myself, so that's what he was doing.
Yeah.
And so I just enjoyed him being happy doing what he was doing to help the little boy.
Just helping him out.
Yes, indeed.
So how do you want Lorenzen to be remembered?
As a good friend and a good dad, and I help everybody do anything for anybody without any problem. That was just how he was. I'm talking ever since he was a kid, he was like, they used to sit around my beauty salon hoping that some of the old ladies' cars don't crack so we can get that $5 for boosting them off. He always did stuff for people. All his life. Because I guess he was a big boy. People at my church would tell me, Debbie, you better discipline him now because he's going to grow weight. I'm like, how they know? They were right. He outgrew me, way outgrew me.
Was Lorenzen really close with his father?
Honey, yes. That's how he know how to fix on them cars. His dad told him that. I knew he was going to either play basketball or be a mechanic. Either one he wanted to do. But the basketball turned out okay. But had he wanted to be a mechanic, he could fix our cars for the low. That would have been good.
So he knew how to fix cars really well because his father taught him.
Yes, indeed, honey. When he was younger, me and his dad had an incident one time by him going to the bathroom. I didn't know you didn't supposed to wipe little boys. Okay, from that day on, I told him, do what you do. And I let him do what you do.
Because there's a lot of footage of when he started playing college basketball for the U of M, his father was there with him. It seemed like every time he had practice, like in every game, his dad was there with him.
Yep, he did that all through college, but he wasn't. We was in Mississippi. He was in Memphis doing high school. Because Lorenzen was the star in Oxford, Mississippi too, at playing basketball. But his dad wasn't there when he was in high school. When he came to college up here, he was there. But not he wasn't. He didn't go to not one game while he was in high school in Oxford, Mississippi. Not one.
So you think if he was still living, you would probably definitely have more grandchildren?
Oh, no.
He loved children.
No.
No more children.
No.
Okay. We'll be right.
Call United Bonding Company at 577-1138. United Bonding Company is ready to serve you 24 hours a day with prompt, discreet, honest service. Our office is conveniently located across the street from the Criminal Justice Center at 201 Poplar Avenue. We write bail bonds in all the Shelby County courts, including juvenile court. All major credit cards are accepted. Call United Bonding Company at 577-1138 today.
Thank you, ma'am. You have a nice day. United Bonding Company, where good service with honesty and integrity comes naturally.
Doing part 2 of Cold Cases in Memphis. I have NBA star Lorenzen Wright's mom here, Deborah Marion. Miss Marion, tell me about the last time you saw your son.
Ooh, I was at home. I was in the bed. It was like 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening. And you know, when you open your door, the alarm bell goes off every time you open the door. I heard that about 4 times, and I was sick of hearing it. I went and I said, who keep coming in and out of my house? Me, Mom. He was hiding behind the door. I said, what are you? He had left a letter over to my house, but he said, that's all right. He said, I left Cheryl a letter at your house, but that's all right. I'm going to take it to her. And that was the last I saw him in person.
So he was kind of joking and a big kid.
Yeah. Honey, we went to Dallas one time. This boy went about $100 worth of jokes and toys. But then my mama was fussing. He said, I'm finna entertain you. And he entertained us, too.
Yeah, he was kind of like the life of the party.
Yes, he was. Honey, like me, you in here talking now, he can walk in the room and say, girl, I know that's right. Don't know nothing what we think. Just want to be part of the conversation.
So, I mean, that, you know, it's kind of sad when you know that he was the big NBA star that he was, and he did so much for the community. Because like I said, I remember a lot that he did for the community, and I know people personally that was affected by it, because like I said, I had friends whose children went to his basketball camp, and they were talking about how excited their children was, and the camp was free, so it was easier on them, and the food was free, and they was talking about how it just kept their children motivated. So I guess, you know, it's kind of heartbreaking when you hear that there's only $9,000, you know, in his rewards fund, when we know that if there was more money, people would probably talk more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Miss Marion, would you consider coming and doing a follow-up show?
Oh, sure, honey. As long as somebody want to hear my son's name, I'm ready to speak it.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we want to continuously talk about this and keep this out there, because he was our hometown hero. I mean, every cold case is important, but you know, Lorenzen was our hometown hero, and he did so much for the community, and this is definitely a case that we want solved. And I know you welcome anybody that would be willing to come forward, or any other, like the Grizzlies players, if they would be willing to give more, or speak out, or do anything, you know, to help to put this to rest, because I know someone has to know something.
They do, and they had never left this town. They've been in Memphis, Tennessee the whole while. Because you don't come in from out of town and go. You know what I'm talking about? You know, you just don't come in from nowhere and end up over there for no reason.
So if anyone has any information on the murder of NBA star Lorenzen Wright, please call Crime Stoppers at 528-CASH and help to put, you know, this case to rest. Think about if it was your family or one of your loved ones, and put yourself in a position that, you know, Miss Marion is in, because that was her son. Please do the right thing. And like I said, we will be doing a follow-up on this case, on the Lorenzen Wright's case in a few weeks, and I just hope that we have more people to come forward, if nothing else, to help to put up more money or whatever. But thanks for tuning in to Talking with Tamara. It's been a pleasure having Miss Marion here. Until next time.
Bonding Company at 577-1138. United Bonding Company is ready to serve you 24 hours a day with prompt, discreet, honest service. Our office is conveniently located across the street from the Criminal Justice Center at 201 Poplar Avenue. We write bail bonds in all the Shelby County courts, including juvenile court. All major credit cards are accepted. Call United Bonding Company at 577-1138 today.
Thank you, ma'am. You have a nice day. United Bonding Company, where good service with honesty and integrity comes naturally. United